I stirred the coffee with chopsticks this morning using the Vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of my coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. It is a little bit later in the day. I didn't do the show this morning because I had lab work. I had to go and be at the lab. I did fasting blood work. So I was up early this morning and then had to be at the lab to get blood drawn, which I do twice a year. Regular metabolic panel, PSA, prostate stuff, and then testosterone as well. So everything is looking good. The last blood test was fantastic. I'm looking forward to another positive one as I continue on the journey of strength, longevity, flexibility, and sanity. Yeah. I saw this concert with James Hetfield, a full acoustic show. It's actually pretty good. It's on YouTube. And I commented, this guy is pretty good on acoustic guitar. I wonder how he is on electric guitar. And of course, I put like a little emoji with like a wink. And people were like, you don't know who that is? I'm like, it's kind of funny how some people are a little tone deaf and they're literalists, so to speak. Like when you see somebody put an emoji that says, you know, like the wink, you know, it's kind of like a joke. But if you get a chance, James Hetfield, full acoustic show on YouTube, doing all kinds of Metallica hits on the acoustic guitar. Fantastic. The Taiwanese president, Tsai Ing-wen, said that she would not be intimidated by Chinese threats. Make no mistake, she told Taiwan's lawmakers, if China were to invade, everything we hold dear would be destroyed. LGBTQ plus, feminism, freedom of abortion, and freedom for women and girls. You want to keep defending Taiwan? I don't think based China wants to. That's just my opinion, though. I took a poll. I said, absence makes the heart grow fonder or wander. 43% said grow fonder. 67% said wander. Absence makes the heart wander. Not quite 50-50. I'm going to let that go for another day and see if the results change a little bit. During an online check-in yesterday to my doctor's office, you check in now online like you would when you're going for an airline flight. And it said, one of the pages as you're going through the check-in process on your phone says, all right, here we go. Which of the following best describes your gender identity? Male, female, transgender male, trans man, transgender female, trans woman, gender queer, neither exclusively male nor female, gender fluid, do not identify with a fixed gender, two-spirit, that's a new one on me, a gender not listed here, and decline to answer. I wish they would have asked me that in person rather than send it to me on my phone, because I probably would have gone like this. Yeah, I'm a male. Or dropped them and asked, what do you think? My opinion. Am I allowed to have an opinion on YouTube on the Daybreak Show? Always a good workout with the gorilla bow. Chest press, bent over rows, curls, military shoulder press, tricep extensions, deadlift, only one set of each, a 10 count repetitions. 5 going out, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To exhaustion. I don't think I could do more than 20 with the bands that I chose. I was really surprised yesterday at the pump that I got, because like you usually associate a pump, like when your muscles are engorged with blood and you have a more full look. You usually equate that with many reps, fast, pumping that blood up. At the end of this workout, I was pumped. Shoulders were round, biceps were kind of bulging a little bit, chest was uplifted, had the crease down the middle. I was pumped without doing 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 15 or whatever and increasing the weight. Total time for that workout, 15 to 20 minutes. And one of the things I learned yesterday, which it always helps to read the directions. Let me show you. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back with the gorilla bow. All right, so let me just show this to you. When I originally showed this to you, I was putting 1 band on at a time. I put 4 on, no more than 2 bands per slot on this claw kind of thing. And what you can do is, like for instance, when I did the chest press, I used all 4 bands, okay, like this. All right, when I did, and I'm stronger obviously in my chest than I am in my arms. When it came to the arms, I picked a band, stepped on it, and did the exercises like this with 1 band, but the rest of them coming up. So rather than taking bands on and off during your workout, you put on the 4 bands. And it just makes it so easy. 15 to 20 minutes. And I was sore. I was sore last night and when I woke up this morning. Probably because of the concentrated, focused repetitions. Idiots running businesses are great because they spawn new businesses. All it takes is one person in a business to say, you know what, I think I can do this better. And all kinds of new businesses start because of the incompetence of a single business. Are you going to be the kind of business that spawns new businesses? Are people running to you or running away from you? And I'm talking about customers and employees and or contractors. Think about that for a second. One guy says, I think God left me on this one forum that I'm part of. God does not abandon you. He's not like us. He's not fair-weathered. We're the ones who abandon each other. God does not abandon. We attribute to him our own weaknesses. He's not like an unfaithful wife that splits every time she has doubts or is upset with her husband. Just still your mind. Keep your body busy with working out, building it. Get your finances in order. Strategize with a 1, 5, and 10-year plan. What do you want to accomplish in the next year? Here we are at the very end of 2022, going into 23. Actually, year number 7 of the Daybreak Show. Actually, is it year 7? It's year 7 of the YouTube channel, year 6 of the, continuing year 6 of the Daybreak Show. What do you want to accomplish in 2023? Physically, financially, socially. You must answer these questions and write down that discipline plan on paper and stick to it. Do you have a to-do list? I do. I get up every morning, I check my list and see, what do I have to do today? Look at my calendar. Already, what did I do today? Went and got lab work done. I was already at the gym. I already had a coaching session. I have one coaching slot opening up soon. If somebody wants to grab that, do it soon, only because my coaching fees are going up in 2023. So, and what I don't want you to do is purchase based upon price. I want you to purchase based upon your confidence in me and my competence of having years of experience of helping people get from point A to point B. So just shoot me an email if you want to do that. It's okay not to feel bad about the death of someone who treated you like shit. I know you want to take the high road and you feel guilty about feeling bad or having a bad attitude about the dead. I'm not saying you need to jump up and celebrate the wicked witch or that the bastard is dead, but you don't owe them one tear. Not one single tear. It's okay to not feel bad about the death of someone who treated you like shit. You have my permission to not feel bad about it. A young dude meets a gal online. They meet for coffee. They make out in his car. They plan on getting together again. They kiss goodnight. 2 hours later, there's a knock on his door. It's the police. He's arrested for EPAR. That's something else spelled backwards. His life is ruined, possibly. No evidence or DNA. What happened? Her boyfriend finds out and made her call 911. So what are the lessons learned here? Think about it. I know many couples who married. He was new and broke in his career, but attained wealth and built wealth while they were married. Many of them will say they had a supportive wife. A lot of these guys had a supportive wife who stood by me when I was building my career and working long hours and such. Nowadays, most women want the wealth right from day one. They feel if the guy doesn't have it all now, that they don't want to place a bet on him. And then if he doesn't make things happen like that, they're out. Gentlemen, that's the world that you're living in today. Very few women will stick with you if you continue to have nothing. If you find a woman that will marry you when you're new in your career or starting a new job or just starting out, you might find a woman that'll stick with you for that. But if you stay in a low earning capacity, she may look elsewhere. That's a possibility. I know plenty of men, very successful. Law enforcement, airline pilots, multiple gym franchise owners, who the wife just wanted more and left. She bitched and moaned that he wasn't home enough and that his hours were too long. But she sure enjoyed that money coming in, didn't she? So date long, marry slow, and if you're going to get divorced, divorce fast. I will bang that drum to the day I die. Why do you do that? Because it takes anywhere from 2 months to 2 to 3 years for crazy to come out. Anyone can be on their best behavior for 3 months to 2 years. Anybody. Anybody. This is why I say date long, marry slow. I always thought this was funny. You know, they teach you recently now in the past couple of years, to cough and sneeze into your elbow, right? But yet we can't shake hands, so people are bumping elbows. Cough into your elbow, but I greet you by bumping elbows. All right. Let the contradiction games begin. May the odds ever be in your favor. Those who have owned and played around with motor scooters, particularly the 49cc types, you're familiar with a governor. In the old days, a governor was an actual physical mechanical device placed on the clutch. Now, most of your governors are electronic. There's a chip, there's a circuit in there. And I remember looking at one motor scooter one time, and I said, what's the max speed on this? And they said about 40, but you can get it to go to 55 if you snip the red wire. I'm like, what? They said there's an electronic governor on that. And the only thing you have to do is snip the red wire to disable it. Then it can go 55 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. A governor limits the performance of the scooter. You snip that wire and you can have better performance. Now think about this. Government. See the root word here? Government. Limiting you. Governor. Limiting you. Govern. Limiting you. You are being governed. You are being limited. In other words, you are being limited by an entity other than yourself. This is why freedom, your freedom, is important. This is why we vote for freedom and not more regulation. Is game important? Game as in guys and gals. I think so. There's some people that don't. I say it's just merely social skills with a woman, usually being good with people in general, is a good start. Most of the guys that are saying that game is nonsense are usually shitbags. Just like guys that you wouldn't even want to have a beer or a cup of coffee with them. They just got bad attitudes. I want to be with like generally happy people, not pricks. The difference between being social with guys versus women is with women, it's about escalation without being creepy, stalky, spurgy. But if the natural attraction is there, women will make it more than abundantly clear that they want you to escalate. One of the dumbest questions I've ever heard is these guys will email me and give me this narrative of a situation between them and a woman, and it always ends with, I'm just wondering if she's into me. Do you think she's into me? Bro, if she was, you'd know it. Women do not let a man slip through their fingers who they desire. That's important. Never, ever underestimate the power of desire. What you need to be, if you're a single guy or single again after being divorced, if you're going to go back into the, some people would say the slaughterhouse or the meat grinder, I'm not quite going to go there because I do know happy marriages and happy relationships, and not all of them fail, and not all of them are bad, and not all of them are people exploiting each other. But I will say this, this is what you need to be. Your most important skill is this. You need to be a desire detector. If you have to say, I wonder if she's into me, bro, there's something wrong inside your head. There's something wrong there. Women make it more than abundantly clear. But if you love bomb the chick, you might creep her out. That's why I said if you escalate without being creepy, stalky, spurgy. It's like the gal that said she was dating a guy, and after 30 days, true story, this woman wrote me, after 30 days of dating, he said a statement that ended the relationship. She ended it within a week. She said, he told her, I can't imagine being with anyone else but you. Something like that. And she says, she goes, those are cool words if you've been dating for maybe 6 months or a year, but not dating for a month. I can't imagine myself with anyone but you. You got to have, you can't have that tone deafness. You got to realize that expressing desire strongly is like love bombing. Men don't like it, women don't like it. Learn how to be a desire detector. That's all it is. When you are, first of all, anyone that's in sales will know if a prospect desires your product or service. You pick up on cues that it's okay to escalate to the next level. You know when it's time to whip out the pen and the contract. Sign right here and we'll get your services started ASAP. You need to be a desire detector. I saw a video recently, how to get unlimited women. How to get unlimited, just go on YouTube and look that up. And I'm not hammering the person at all who made this up. But my first comment, reaction is this what the men's movement is all about now? I'm so old, I remember when it was about self-improvement, earning a good living, keeping yourself in shape, finding a good woman, starting a family, prospering and creating some kind of legacy. Now it's about 13 seconds of fibromuscular and glandular contractions. And yes, I admit I was in that world, regretfully. And I can intelligently comment on it and can say it's empty. Gentlemen, it's empty. You didn't talk about it. You didn't go to events. You didn't join communities of men obsessed with getting laid. Men sadly objectify themselves in the same way that women do. Women say, you know, men are objectifying me. Well, men objectify themselves. So I think, how about we just stop the objectification game in general? In general. It's been said that men are success objects to women and that women are sex objects to men. I don't think it's as black and white as that. My opinion. Am I allowed to share my opinion here? Fellow fit guys, What content creator do you watch? If you lived near them, would you reach out to them, get them out of the house, maybe get them walking 1, 2, 3 times a week, maybe ask them to meet you at the gym? You know, there's a lot of male content creators that you might live near, and they might be out of shape, they might be overweight. What a cool gift. The ultimate super chat would be, you know, I mean, rather than just sending money to them, the ultimate super chat would be, hey man, you and I live near each other. Let's go do a 5-mile walk. Join me at the gym. I want to show you a workout that I do that worked great for me. You know, and if you're sincere, they might take you up on it. But what content creators, if you lived near them, would you get out of their house and get them out walking and to the gym on a regular basis? Put your answer down below. I'd like to see that. I watch certain people and I think to myself, man, I'd love to get you out walking, get you feeling better about things, get you looking better. And because once you start feeling and looking better, your outlook on life gets brighter. It's just a fact. It's a fact. Remember when they called you a conspiracy promoter when you talked about the government spraying chemicals of some type in the atmosphere? Chemtrails, okay? Guess what? You are now vindicated. Why? The government just admitted that they're spraying chemicals in the air, in the atmosphere. Kind of interesting, right? For all different purposes. So, fellow conspiracy theorists, let me give you a little fist bump. Valentine's Day is coming up in February. I love this comment. Valentine's Day is the worst for men talking bad about themselves. I remember at church we would pass the microphone around and it would be man after man basically saying the same self-deprecating sentences about themselves to uplift their wives. It gets really cringy when they start choking up about it. The more the man would tear up, the more the congregation would applaud as he basically insulted himself, and the pastor would say, now there's a real man. Real men cry, you know, that whole thing. I don't call them churches, I call them castration centers. This is why you need to interview the pastor of a church before you attend or join. And if they deny your request, you don't go. South Korea lifts the sex doll import ban. You can now have a sex doll. And these things look like children. So I instantly, when they say life size, they're actually child size. It's disgusting. So, there we go again with Western values. Nothing like those Western values. Okay, fellas, you can stop with the chore play and self-deprecation, saying, I can't believe she put up with me all these years. Here's a little hint. She didn't put up with you all these years. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.